Hello again, everyone. This is going to be a brief video demonstration for how to complete and submit your Breezing Through assignments for this week, which consist of all 4 of the counting rhythms, as well as both ear training assignments for Chapter 5. They are short enough so that I can do a little bit of each, and I will do just that. Let's start with the dotted quarter notes in 4/4 time. This is very similar to other counting assignments that you've done in the past. Just remember, though, whenever you see a dotted rhythm, and in this case the dotted quarter, it adds on to the regular note half of what its duration would be. So in the case of a quarter note, it is worth 2/8 notes. The dot adds on half of that, which is 1/8 note. So each of these is worth 3/8 notes in total. So that's on big beat 1, it lasts through big beat 2, and then this subsequent 8th note is on the and of beat 2. This 8th note then must be on beat 3, and you will encounter this occasionally, but don't get flustered. It's completely okay. And then the 8th note figures for E and. We have 1 E. 2, 3. This dotted quarter lasts through the first part of beat 4, and then the 8th note is on the and. Now we're going to do a little bit of the dotted eighths portion. Looks easy enough so far. Let me just fill in this and get that out of the way so that we can get to the juicy stuff, the dotted eighth. So, like any other dotted note, this adds on to, whatever this is, half of its duration. An 8th note is worth 2 16th notes. The dot adds on half of that, which is 1/16th note, so this is worth 3. So this dotted 8th note lasts through beat 1, the E, the and then this 16th note is on the Then that's on beat 2, that's on beat 3, and then 4 and. Let's do one more. 1, 2, and 3, 4 E and 1, etc. Syncopated rhythms are actually pretty easy when compared to everything else. As long as you know how to count your big beats and your ands, you should be just fine. To demonstrate, even though this is an 8th note, it starts on big beat 1. This quarter note then lasts through the and of beat 1 and beat 2. This 8th note is on the and. This is on beat 3. These last 2 8th notes are on 4 and. And then you can just follow that pattern. As long as you know quarters are 2 8th notes, you should be just fine. Let me just finish this off for the sake of example. And there we go. Pardon the results screen. This is the drill that I took beforehand just so that I would know what to say to all of you to be successful in these assignments. But let me do this drill one more time, just for the purpose of showing you how these are labeled. No matter what type of triplet you have, whether it be a quarter note triplet or an 8th note triplet, they are labeled exactly the same. So for quarter note triplets, it's still just triplet. And then with the 8th note triplets, it's still just triplet. The way they are counted, though, is much different. Let me go back, fill this in, and then I will demonstrate how they are counted within the context of this example. Now, if I put in the extra and, it's going to go to the next one. Well, oh no, it will let me stay. That's good. So now I'm going to count this for you. I'm going to tap my desk to act as my grounding pulse or my metronome, just to keep me in time. 1, 2, Mr. G. Triplet 3 and 4 and 1 and triplet 3 and triplet. Quarter note triplets must be the most awkward version of rhythm to count, period, because it is 3 normal sounding beats in the space of 2. So let me count this for you one more time. 1, 2, Mr. G. Triplet 3 and 4 and 1 and triplet 3 and triplet. Last but not least, we are now on the ear training portion of this assignment. Similar to other ear training drills, you will hear a recording, and then you're supposed to pick which rhythm you think matches what you heard. There is a slight difference, though, between this and previous drills of this nature. 5-3A is going to be exclusively played by a piano. So all of your recordings will be a piano, whereas 5-3B, someone will say the rhythms aloud and add beat numbers to them. However, you can certainly try to add your own beat numbers to the ones that are played by a piano, and that will greatly increase your accuracy. Let me show you what I mean with a quick demonstration. Okay, 1 and 3. So I now know automatically that it must be this one. Let's try with another rhythm. Okay, 1 and 3 and... I know it's this one. Similarly, you can listen for the types of rhythms that are in the recording. I heard syncopation, so that automatically means it's not this one. So it's got to be either 1 or 3. But if I hear a note that's held a little bit longer than the rest, I know that's probably a dotted rhythm. And so therefore, adding beat numbers, making sure there's syncopation, and hearing a longer note, all 3 of those indicate to me that it must be number 2. Now let's try a handful of 5-3B, which is, again, someone saying the rhythms and adding beat numbers to them. These ones should be pretty simple.
1 and 3 and.
Okay, 1 and 3 and. Let's say for the sake of example, you're not sure based on the beat numbers alone. If you heard something that doesn't sound like a 16th note, or if the rhythms were a bit too long to have 16th notes in them, you can automatically get rid of number 2 and automatically get rid of number 3.
1 and 3 and.
Plus, I don't hear any E's or U's. That is also a big indicator. So it's got to be number 1. Let's try another example. This time we have a rest.
And a 2 and.
And a 2 and. There's 16th notes in there, so I know that number 2 cannot be the answer. Now we just need to listen again to see where the 16th notes fall.
And a 2 and.
Okay, it seems like they fall right at the front of the rhythm pattern, so it's probably not this one. So it's got to be this one. And then you can employ those strategies throughout the remainder of this example. And going back to 5-3A, you can add your own rhythm numbers to the ones that the piano plays, and that should help you as well. Thank you very much, everyone, and if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to get in touch with me at any time. Music be with you.